My whole life, I've just spent my time getting better, improving, but it was always, how do you say, directionless. It was like I'd get better at this, and I'd get better at this, and it was just never any point, bro. It was like, oh, I'd just get a bit better at football, and oh yeah, I'll just do this, and I'd always be focused in like a million different things. This video will tell you how to make improvement forever, like how to just improve forever. Like your life will always get better. This is the worst today, right now, as you're watching this video. This is the worst your life will ever be. And every day beyond this day, if you can actually pay attention and watch this video, your life will be better. Maybe by a tiny amount, but like it will be better. You will have an improved life. And of course, having an improved life won't make you happy, because we adapt to improvement, which is one of the reasons why we must constantly improve, because we adapt so easily. Right? You might think, oh well, if I became a millionaire, then I'd just be happy. Well, you won't, bro, because you won't be making any progress anymore. And you need to find joy in the process of improving. Otherwise, you're going to quit. Enjoy the process, not the reward. Enjoy the journey, not the destination. This is like that garbage everybody's always talking about. Well, I've been thinking about it, bro, and I think it makes sense. Right? Like, what's the point of enjoying the reward? Why don't we enjoy the actual process? If we don't enjoy the process, then we're gonna quit, because the second we get the reward, we're like, oh, I don't have to do that annoying thing every day. Oh, I don't have to do that. Second, we become like, ultra successful. Like, oh, I don't need to do that anymore. It's just complacency, bro. We get complacent. If we don't enjoy the actual thing, we can very easily get complacent and stop doing that thing because of that. Complacency is where when you think you've achieved enough, you're good enough, and it sounds great, like, oh yeah, I'm good enough, but you think you're good enough, so your life doesn't need to get any better. And for that reason, I think complacency is it's like the devil, right? It's like you will never make progress beyond the day you get complacent, unless you break the complacency. And you might make like subtle improvements, but if you're truly complacent, then you won't make any significant improvements, and you'll just be stuck forever. Complacency happens when it's like, oh, I don't need to go to the gym today, like, oh, I've already got the six pack, like, complacency is like, and you might not be suffering from complacency because no offense to you, bro, but like, we haven't really achieved that much yet. There's not much to be complacent about. But it's very easy to find success in nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the start of this year, I very quickly gained quite a big ego. And I sort of dismissed it because I had been through a lot of trials and tribulations to get there. So I thought, well, that was a reason to think I'm so great, right? Like, I am quite amazing. I did this, I did this, I did this. I'm pointing all the things I did, bro. The problem with that is you get quite a big ego. You think you're so great that you just tumble down like a house of cards, because you start to break the very bottom of that layer of cards that's keeping the whole structure up, which is those daily practices. I don't need to go to the gym today. I've already got the six pack right now. I don't need to make a YouTube video today. Like, my channel's already got how many subscribers, But the second you do that, bro, maybe not a second, but a week later, a month later, maybe even a year later, there's an upcoming YouTuber. He's close to where you're at, like there's another guy that you've been seeing outside recently, and he's been training every day, and he's got a six pack, and your six pack, well, it hasn't been there for a while now. Like this is just the effect of complacency. You may not notice it right now, but eventually the weeks go by, the months go by, you feel worse and worse, then boom, it's gone. The very thing you loved so much. Complacency is like a general devil, but like it can get you at the slightest bit thing, bro. I've got like a new setup, so it's like less work for me, and I'm hoping the audio is better. Tell me if the audio is any better, because apparently the videos are a bit quiet. Get the habits in place first. If you haven't got the habits in place, you'll really struggle to make infinite improvement. This is why I don't think the thing of going to a gym once a week is good for beginners. I don't think going to the gym may not even be great for beginners as well. It might be. Depends. So I said this in like an exercise video, like I think when you go to a gym once a week, you're not building a habit. You are kind of like, oh, I go to the gym every Saturday, I go to the gym every Saturday. But it's not as part of your life as if you were to just do push-ups every day. When you like just literally like wake up and just do like 100 push-ups on the floor or whatever, that becomes a part of you. That becomes who you are. And when something becomes who you are, it makes it like very difficult to quit. But when it's more like once every Saturday, it's very easy to just say like, oh, I'll just see it this week. I don't really feel like it or whatever. Oh, well, I know it's the second week in a row, but like, it's only 2 weeks. I've been training for like 6 months now. That's what it is. And then that's how you just stop training. It is what it is. So I train every single day, and I'm just deciding to up the load every like few weeks. So that's what I'm doing. If that's rubbish, then good for me. Yeah, bro. So ego is a killer, because the second you get an ego, the second you think you're bigger than you really are, you stop improving, and that'll crush you, bro. Because you'll never be able to make improvement. If you don't know where you are, you cannot make realistic improvement. I have 42 subscribers, right? Like I don't act like I've got 42 subscribers. Like someone with 42 subscribers is not like making videos 3 times a week. It's not like putting as much like effort. I guess, right? But I'm guessing someone with 42 subscribers didn't come up with an idea and write for like four minutes about all this stuff. And yeah, I'm guessing. But if you've got an ego, bro, like you're not even going to be able to identify how to improve, because you genuinely believe you're better than you are. I've got a bit of an ego. When it comes to exercise, I think I've got a bit of an ego. I stopped watching form videos a few weeks ago. This has literally just come across my mind. I haven't even thought about this, but a few weeks ago, I decided that it would actually be really beneficial if I watched like a video on like how to do the perfect form of an exercise like every single time before exercising. I stopped doing that because I thought my form was good enough already. I couldn't even find that many more new YouTube videos about form anymore, so I was like, oh, I might as well do it then. Right? That's ego and complacency. That's a great form of ego and complacency, right? I thought like my form was already so good already. Also, like this whole thing of like me watching form videos every day, it came from like I uploaded a video like do push-ups now or something, and some guy commented like Q form or something, and I was like, Bruv, you're right, mate. Aren't you supposed to go all the way down? Oh, so like I literally started watching form videos every single day. You do this thing where you like if you don't start off exercising watching like form videos, you almost like when you start doing form, you've literally got to lower the weight and the reps by like a ton, mate. So I literally had to build myself up for like a good few weeks before I was able to get back to where I was. But it was definitely worth it. Yeah, bro. Don't think you're better than you really are. There's always improvement to make. Elon Musk still has improvements to make. Like he's at the top of his game, bro. But do you think? But if he got complacent tomorrow, then he's not at the top of his game. He's working at Tesla every day. Is he controversial or something? He might be, but like I don't care, bro. I just, um, yeah, bro. You just can't get complacent. It'll kill you. It really will. The guy who goes to the gym every single day doesn't get complacent. Doesn't get bored. Well, does get bored, but goes to the gym anyway. Well, like he'll win. He just will. He just will. He will just win. He will just win because, bro, you're not going to go every day, are you? Because you don't feel motivated today. Don't think you're better than you really are, bro. Because it will make you worse than you are. And one day it will like hit you. You're not that great. But it won't hit you like you're slightly worse than you thought. It will hit you like you're nothing like what you thought. It will literally hit you like that because you had an ego. So you're here, right? This is where your mind is. So because this is where actually there is the whole idea of manifesting, which is like no. Now manifesting is sort of like pretending you're something you're not in order to become something better. Ego is kind of like you think that right now you truly believe you are at the point that you're not yet. So if you truly believe that you're at the point that you're not yet, then you will. Bro, if you truly believe you're at the point that you're not at yet, you're going to act like someone who is there. So you're going to record every single day and you're going to work hard. And you're going to become the person who is at that point. Wow. So yeah. So that I just proved myself wrong. So we're gonna ignore that, and we're gonna get to. I think ego is only bad when it breeds complacency. When you think you're better than you are, but you're also complacent, then that's a recipe for disaster because you think you're here, you think you're here, and you think because your mind thinks that it is here, you get complacent and then you end up here, and that's the shift I was talking about. Ego is a recipe for success, but combined with complacency, it is a recipe for disaster and your inevitable demise. That is not bad. Okay, we covered ego and complacency. 1% better every day. This is a philosophy that I somewhat like, somewhat dislike. It's a weird one because I don't think it's I don't think it's an I don't I think it's an early game strategy to get 1% better every day. No, sorry, no. Let me rephrase that. It's a mid-game strategy to get 1% better every day. When I say that, the early game should not be 1% better every day because I think when you're just starting out, you're just trying to get some habits in, you're just trying to improve a bit. Then it's like 1% better every day imagine it like numbers, bro. Like I was always in with maths or something, like, which is probably incredibly unrelatable. But like, imagine your life sum is 10. Your life sum is 10, and somebody else's life sum is 50. Okay, we've got 10, we've got 50. If a person whose life sum is 10 gets 1% better every day, well, that's like 10.1. So he gets 10.7 better every week, right? What's that like? He gets 3 points better every month. But someone who is at 50, if he gets 1% better every day, well, what's 1% of 50, right? That's 0.5. So 5 times 50, what's that? Like, I don't know, like 150. So this guy, so the guy at 10 gets 3 points better, and the guy at 50 gets 15 points better. So it's not an early game strategy. If you're literally just wanting to start out exercise, don't get 1% better every day. Because 1% better you could do. But if you're literally in the early game, you could do 10% better every day. Seriously, bro. You could literally be twice the guy you are now a week from now. I genuinely believe that, bro. So 1% better every day is just not good for if you're just starting out. And I think in the end game, it's unrealistic. If you're like a multi-millionaire, getting 1% better every day is unrealistic because you're already so good. Like you can maybe hope to get 0.1% better every day. I think it's a mid-game strategy. If you've already got all of your habits in place, if you've got all of your good habits in place, like you're working out, you're recording videos, or whatever your work is, if you've got all of those in place, and you've got most of your bad habits broken, and you're making tons of progress, then 1% better every day makes sense because that's like a realistic amount of progress for you to make. It's a good goal to aim for. But I don't think that's better for most people because it's just like you can do so much more. I genuinely believe that, but like I don't see how you don't. I think it's hard not to make so much progress. 17 minutes in. Okay, get the habits in place first. Yeah, once the habits are in place, bro, your life is fixed. Yeah, we've already covered that. The process not... Okay, this is a concept I've literally came up with 5 minutes ago, which is the lifelong mindset. People always talk about the long-term mindset, the short-term mindset, but nobody ever talks about the third option, the lifelong mindset. A mindset which literally determines the rest of your life. Very few people have a lifelong mindset. Like, what will I do lifelong? A long-term mindset is like, what are my goals for this year? A short-term mindset is like, what am I having for dinner? A lifelong mindset is like, what business model would start off my career? Like, what will I do every day for the rest of my life? What would be the best diet that I could do for the rest of my life? If you end something with for the rest of my life, then it'll make you think big, right? You're always thinking like, oh, how do I think big? Like, so I can, if you want to accomplish big things, you've got to think big, right? It's one of those things. It's like that ego thing I was talking about earlier. If you think you're better than you are, you'll get better than you actually are. If you think big thoughts, you will get big, right? I'm so big now, but yeah, bro. Get big by having a lifelong mindset. Just thinking like for the rest of my life. Think of it like, okay, just let's come up with like a question like, what should I have for lunch? Okay, now let's use this formula. What should I have for lunch for the rest of my life? Yo, bro, this is some powerful stuff, right? Like, okay, now let's come up with another question. Like, what should I record today? What video should I record today? Okay, what video should I record for the rest of my life? You know, would I even do this for the rest of my life? Yes. what video would I record for the rest of my life? Like, this is stuff you should be journaling about, bro. Like, what, like, just, whenever you have a question, try and just add, for the rest of my life, and you'll create a lifelong mindset, which is hard to explain, but it's like, you don't make decisions, you just follow your mindset. You follow this lifelong mindset, and you achieve inevitable success. What should I do next Saturday? What should I do next Saturday for the rest of my life? It's some powerful stuff, though, because it makes you think big, and it stops all these short-term things we do, like, oh yeah, I might go to a gym today and quits after 3 months, because like, oh no, I didn't make that muscle, because it was like 90 days, you know, like, yo, Mr. Who's the past 90 day, yeah, like, I like the realistic ones, though. I think that's actually a realistic one. Like, some of them are pretty realistic. Where, like, in 90 days, you can probably expect with a good amount of cardio to get rid of any stomach you've got and to get a little bit of, like, basic muscle and to get a bit stronger. That's what you can expect over the first 90 days. And you can probably expect to see your, like, first tiny bit of muscle. So it's not, like, huge, right? Like, and also, if you've got like insanely good genetics, yeah, maybe you'll get more than that. Okay, progressively overload forever. Okay, so increase the amount of activity and intensity and all the other metrics you can think of forever. Forever. I will record more videos forever. No, I will record better videos forever. What you don't want is to get to like a Mr. Beast state where it's like are his videos even getting better, bro? Like, they might be, it might be incredibly subtle, but like, maybe, maybe. Don't get too repetitive. Don't get repetitive. Don't get so repetitive that you're not even improving anymore. Have progressively overload forever. Do more forever. Now, progressively overload is like a fitness term for like okay, so say you do like 10 push-ups on your first day, right? Like, your second day, do 12 push-ups, 15 push-ups, right? Just do more the next time you can. And that's how you slowly build up to something big like 100 kg bench press. And yeah, that's how you do it. You just progressively overload. You do like slightly more each day. You can do this for other things, right? You can progressively overload how far you run, and I don't know, like how long I record these videos. The value of the actual video, how much stuff I do outside of the video. Like how much food you eat, how healthy it is. So you can do this for everything, though. Like, you just slowly improve it, and you need to do that for everything in your life if you want to infinitely improve. That will change your life, bro. Cut out the nonsense. 80-20 your life. There is a phenomena that scientists have got no clue why it exists. 80% of the world's wealth is controlled by 20% of the population. 80% of the world's surface is water. 20% of it is land. This is everywhere, bro. It's literally everywhere. Like 80%, 20%. Now, sometimes it's slightly more, sometimes it's slightly less, but it's always around 80-20. So, why does this exist? Like, we have no idea. But this is useful because 80% of stuff you do in school is makes up for 20% of the actual what's the word? Value you get out of school. While there's 20% of the stuff you do in school makes 80% of the value you get in school. I'm not sure how much value you actually get in school, but like, who cares, bro? But it's like, it's always there, that 80-20 principle. Like, and what I want you to do, I want you to cut out the nonsense. Cut out the 80% of things that give you only 20% of the benefits. Why? Because, okay, let's think of it like a maths term. So 80% of things give you 20% of a benefit. So that's about 0.25 like value per thing. But 20% of the things give you 80% of the value. So that's about 4 points per thing. So, but do you want 0.25 value per thing or 4 points per value per thing? So it's like, what's that? I'm just doing the maths today, bro, because I'm obsessed with maths for some reason. What's that like? 2, 4, 8. That's 8 times as much value. It's 8 times more valuable for me to record this video instead of making some dumb banner. It's 8 times more valuable for me to, I don't know, make a script on my laptop than to, I don't know, reply to comments. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, and for your life, bro, you've got to just come up with the 80-20. You've got to think, what is the 80% of completely useless things that I, for some reason, do every day that have some benefit, but it's not much? And what is the 20% of things that literally make up what I do? Like what is the 20% of things in school? Well, it's sitting down and actually learning, right? And it's sitting down and actually learning the important bits. But like a lot of it is just like lecturing, the teacher just talking. If you could cut that out, you're left with the 20%. It's stuff like that, bro. Okay. This is the last one. And it's a good one. If you want to make infinite improvement every day for the rest of your life, learn continuously. Learn every day. Every single day, right? This is like cringe, because like school and everything. Like school has messed up your idea of like what learning even is. Like, I genuinely don't believe most people know what learning is. I was literally just watching a podcast the other day, and my mum was sitting in the room, and she said, "Why are you learning about that? Aren't you going off topic?" Her idea of learning has obviously been messed up from like all the school she went through and from the school that you sure kids go through and that. Like, I just switched the topic. Right? I was learning about happiness for a few weeks, and then I decided to learn about fat burn, because why not? Turns out like shivering is actually one of the best ways to do fat burn, but it's a side topic, right? Learn continuously, right? Like, learn about anything you're interested in. Just learn about stuff that you really like and stuff you actually enjoy learning about. Now, this is hard to say because you don't really know what you like learning about, I'm guessing. But I bet you do learn. I bet. I learn. No matter what I did, I've always learned. But I'd never call it learning. I was just watching a YouTube video about the top 10 tips. Right? You ever watch those, the top 10 tips? That's learning, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like, we assume learning is like sitting in a room with a bunch of people, listening to a person talk, and then just like jotting some stuff down and answering some questions. That's not learning, bro. Learning is like finding something you're interested in, and then trying to find value to improve your skill at that thing. And that is how you achieve success. That is why we have school, because back in like the industrial age, like factories wanted people who were skilled, right? Who knew how to move that cog there, and who knew how to do this. But you couldn't really get tutors because that was way too expensive. So we set up schools. Now everybody gets learned at the exact same thing because most people were in the industrial industry at that time. And now we still have that system. But people are like, unique, bro. Like, we have our own interests. We don't want to do the exact same thing as everybody else. And yeah, bro. Like, learn about stuff you're interested in. Like if you just love writing, I don't know, bro. You can literally go on YouTube. I'm sure if you looked hard enough, you could find some guy who writes podcasts about does podcasts about like the best writing techniques, or you can watch some of those videos, or you can find a course on like writing, and can improve your grammar, and you can get like Grammarly, and you can do all this, bro. Like it's genuinely exciting because you're improving your skill. That's all your learning is. It's improving your skill. And school teaches us that learning school teaches us that to learn for skills we don't even want to improve. They tell us to improve our maths, well, we don't really care. They tell us to improve our English. Well, okay, that's cool and everything, but I already know how to read and write. Like, and they don't even give us a reason as well, right? Like they don't. Like, this is just a rant, bro. But like they don't even give us a reason to improve it in the first place. So why are we learning about the I think sorry, I've been to school for so long. Like what is that? Why are we using the P method to distinguish questions? Well, that's not a good question. You go back to your learning book. It's like I don't want to learn about that skill. I want to learn about the skill of recording videos, and I want to learn about the skill of like my health, and I want to learn about this, and I want to learn about that. It's rubbish, bro. Learning is just a practice of improving your skills. Skills are what make you successful. Skills are what make your character. They are what make who you are. They are who you are. You are like a collection of skills. I am a collection of skills, right? Learn continuously, bro. Learn, because if you stop learning, then someone who is learning will destroy you. There are 50,000 mistakes. No, maybe not that many, but there's probably like 100 mistakes you make every single day that can be fixed if you just spent like a few minutes learning every day. And someone who is learning, they will not make those mistakes, and they will do it the optimum, most efficient possible way. And they will destroy you. So learn. It really is great. Was this video any good? Was it rubbish? I feel like it was good. Even I learned something in this video, like 30 minutes long. Getting tired, bro. It's like 5 o'clock. This is a video about how to make infinite improvement. It's how to make improvement infinitely, because someone who makes improvement infinitely, no matter how small, will destroy you if you quit. If you quit fitness, wait a year and I'll be leagues above you, bro. Literally, like if you quit now, you'll never you'll literally fear looking back, because it's almost always a mistake quitting, unless it's like one of the 20% of things that. So unless it's one of the 80% of things that give you 20% of the benefit, those you should like really quit those, bro. They're destroying your life. If you want to make infinite improvement, this video will help you. If you are complacent, if you have an ego and you're complacent, if you do any of the things in this video, I think you'll make infinite improvement. Got the habits in place. My name is Sam. Our name is 7. Believe in yourself, bro. What? Okay, bye, bro. What?